Good afternoon. John Gilkison, Aero Stealth here, and it is July 30th, 2026. It's a Thursday, and this is going to be a quick video, although it involves math again. I got interested in charging cycles, because you often hear this, that a charging cycle is not every time you charge your vehicle. It's the vehicle battery capacity. In the case of my Ford F-150 Lightning Flash, it's a 131 kilowatt hour battery pack. So if I charge to it takes half the amount of kilowatt hours to charge the batteries in a charging session. That's a 0.5 charging cycle session. So I've actually went ahead, because the truck is relatively new. I've only got 23 charging cycles at home. And then I have a trip log, which has 18. So this is my trip log. I have 18 charging cycles on it since I bought the vehicle. And I got 23 charging cycles on this one since I bought the vehicle. So that's a total of 41 charging cycles, I believe. So I just went ahead and I calculated all my charging cycles in my fuel logs. I've made an addendum to it. So for each charging cycle, I figured out the percentage of cycle it was, and then I totaled them all up. And now with my fuel logs, just because of the peculiarities of the Echo Motor Garage, I'm using gallons E. So for example, the last time I charged was right here at the top. It's 1.382 gallons equivalent that it took me to charge the vehicle back up to 80%. And I go from 80% to 80%. I try to, although I have exceptions to that. So I have to convert that. And so the way I do it is because it's a 131 kilowatt hour pack, that's the equivalent of 3.887 gallons E. And so I use that as a divisor. I divide that into the amount of gallons that it takes to charge the vehicle. In this case, I'll show it to you right here. So we have 1.382 gallons divided by 3.887, and that equals a charging cycle of 0.356 for that one session. That's a session, but it takes more than one session in order to add up to one cycle, usually. So what I have here is, over the course of my my fuel logs here for just home charging, I have I've totaled them all up here. I'm gonna get my finger over here where you can see it. There's my finger right there. So I've totaled them all up, and it turns out that over the 2,992.5 miles I traveled using 40.46 gallons, I had 10.403 charging cycles. And I did the same thing for my my trip logs, where I'm just DC fast charging. Now here, I have 8.163 charging cycles. Now, I only traveled 2,098 miles. That's 2,098 miles versus 2,992 miles. However, that DC fast charging cost me $530.72, whereas charging at home over several times the distance only cost me $72. So that's why I was shooting these videos on DC fast charging, because the cost is it's more expensive than gasoline basically at this juncture. Until the price of gasoline goes up and DC fast charging stays the same, I'm making a conscientious effort to see if I can reduce my DC fast charging cost in the future. We'll pay more attention to it. So between both of these, over, what do we got here? Let's just call it 2,100 miles versus 2,900 miles. So 2,900 miles, excuse me. No, let's just make it 3,000. It's 2,992. 3,000 plus 2,100 is 3,200. And 3,000. 300. We'll just call it 3,300 miles. And then over the course of that, I've got 18.566 charging cycles. Excuse me, I'm going to start this up. So anyway, I'm trying to shoot in the truck out here because it's too much noise in the house and we're going to be busy over the weekend. So there you have it. Now, I've started working on the car, but the car is a really complicated beast because I've owned it 2.5 years practically. And it's going to take a long time to crunch all those numbers. So that's just something I'm going to have to whittle away at. And I wanted to get the truck done because I just bought the truck, and now's the time to get a handle on this rather than waiting. So there you have it. Now I can make an estimate based on mileage, the number of charging cycles that I estimate the truck has been through since it was brand new. And that's the best I can do because I don't have that data. It's just going to have to be an estimate, but that estimate will, in the nature of things, be in the ballpark. So I'll come up with that eventually. I just haven't done that yet. So I'm going to let you go right here because I wanted to make this a quick video. And I did. I'm only about 8.5 minutes in. So happy charging, everybody. And remember, keep your charging cycles in order. Bye-bye.